What's going on, guys? Welcome into the latest edition of the Rise Above Potential podcast with Coach Ford Speaks. And I'm excited to have you in today. It's been a minute since I've done a podcast or do anything long form content because I really needed to spend some time learning and studying and understanding the free market and how the world works and understanding what is it that we have going on here. And so for me, I've been spinning my wheels. I really haven't had a plan and figuring out, okay, what is it that I'm looking to accomplish? How do I build a business? How do I build a brand? How do I be a content creator? How do I do these things? And so I started a research of how do we get here? Why is my mind fighting me, right? Because I needed to know, what do I not understand? What is the thing that I haven't figured out yet in the terms of being a content creator or being this individual? So I started to research people like Mayer Rothschild or John D. Rockefeller, Andrew Carnegie, Henry Ford. And then I started to see patterns between these guys and people like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk. And so I started to say, it's a free world. It's a free market. It really is. Now, there's gatekeepers who control natural resources, and they used to control the media. They used to control the way we did life, right? And so the more I started studying this, I'm like, why is my brain fighting me with this concept of going to go be and going to go create? So I was like, you know what? I have to get the data and facts myself. I have to retrain myself. I have to relearn. I have to develop. I have to focus. I have to get a CEO mindset. And Steve Jobs is Steve Jobs is one of the greatest people to study, right? Because he was very out, open, and front about being himself. He didn't care about what you said. He didn't care about what your thoughts and opinions were about what he was trying to accomplish. And so I've been like that, but I didn't have a strategy and plan. Now I have a strategy and plan. It's one healed heart at a time. So whenever I developed healed hearts, it was from the concept of resting and from the concept of hustling. I knew how to hustle, right? I knew how to go scrape up a couple of $100 here and there, or not. Or the biggest struggle that I had was a confidence issue and self esteem and belief that I'm actually capable of doing this. I'm actually capable of becoming this guy. And so a lot of my battles were internally. I feel that right now, as I'm doing this video, I feel myself fighting myself, right? Like, don't do it. This is the wrong direction. Stop. So I'm learning to slow down and say, okay, what am I really learning? What is life teaching me? What is the market teaching me? What is my inner conversations, my inner dialogue really saying? And how do I say, hey, I hear you, right? You got to talk to yourself, right? And you gotta get to a point where you're like, what is the thing that I'm hoping to accomplish? Whenever I sit up like this, I don't like it because I'm like, man, I gotta get cut down, right? I'm like, I gotta get rid of man boobs, I gotta get rid of the arm fat, I gotta get back because I know what my peak body looks like. And so I want to get slimmed down. Right now I'm at 265. And so my ultimate goal is to get to 200. Once I get to 200, I'll be a happy camper, right? So that's 65 pounds. And so what am I talking to you about? I'm talking to you about life, right? And how to make life better. How do we make life better? One, nobody's coming to save you in a free market. The government's not going to intervene on your decision making, right? Once you become an adult, this is life, right? And so I thought long and hard about adulting. I thought long and hard about, doing this adulting thing and what that looks like. And how do we make it better for everybody? And so my company's mission has shifted a lot. If you ask my family, they'll be like, man, this guy's all over the place. Absolutely. I'm all over the place because I was trying to figure out the thing, or that I always think call it the home run concept. My my goal was to, and is to be a millionaire, right? And so that changed. What does it take to be a millionaire? You have to have a solution that people value at $1 million. And I didn't comprehend this because I'm like, all my concepts suck, all my ideas suck. So I would tear it down, right? So I would plant the seed, tear it down, plant the seed, tear it down, plant the seed, tear it down, plant the seed, tear it down. You can't plant a seed and then tear it down. It does not make sense. It doesn't make logical sense. I was like, I need to slow down. And so I would challenge somebody. Maybe you just need to slow down. Slow down, be patient. Let life and patience do what only patience can do, right? like me, I'm like, I got to speed this timeline up. And because I felt like I'm behind, and I'm like, I'm not going to wait for 65. Think about this, to wait for 65 years of age to live life. I just personally couldn't do that. I'm like, I'm not going to wait till I'm 65 to enjoy life. I'm not going to wait till 65 for what? At that point, it's like maybe a few years, and then that's saying I'm promised tomorrow. That's saying I'm promised this next second. That's saying I'm promised eternity, right? That's just not factual. And so, learning to slow down is my strategy, right? Learning to slow down and see, learning to let things work, to actually put a plan of action, to actually be patient, right? That hustler's mentality, or that got to wake up and grind every single day, is not the mentality of a CEO. But that was my program. That's how I was trained, right? It's like you wake up every day, and I feel it. I feel it right now in my heart. Like, this isn't working. The world doesn't know about me. And it's like, why do I care if the world knows about me? Like, no world changer sat down and says, what are the opinions of others? So my desire to be in history books, yes, I will. I am in the history books right now, right? Because I've already went into the concept of what I'm going to be. And what I had to do was deconstruct the program. I had to deconstruct my thoughts and opinions about what I'm accomplishing and who I'm going to become. And this is critical because people are struggling with this concept. I know, at least I was. I've met other people who are struggling with this concept. Who am I? Who am I becoming? What do I need to be or become? And it's like I had to settle on the fact that all life forms, and Jim Rose says this, all life forms strive to be the best they can be, exception of humans. Humans don't strive to be the best they can be. So when I create content and when I'm doing this, it's with the concept and focus to become the best that I can be. I don't want to be the content creator that makes funny videos. I don't want to be that content creator. I want to be the content creator that teaches and coaches people. I don't want to be the comedian. I don't want to be that person. Uh, that does not interest me. I'm interested in helping those people be who they're supposed to be, and walk in that freedom. That's what I'm interested in, is being that coach, being the creative life strategist for Revere Prime, helping people. That's what I want to do. I have no interest in trying to make a production of a silly video with me in front center. I will be the owner of the person that does that in our creative art studio. But I do want to write and create storylines, and be this person. And it takes work. It takes time sitting down, developing the story. It takes time developing the narrative. It takes time to be creative. It takes time to get your brain conditioned back to doing these things, because it is really hard. It's hard to be a content creator if you don't have something to say. I know one time when I spoke to a former mayor, and I said, Mayor, you know, because he had asked me, Justin, when are you going to run for office, or when are you going to be a mayor? I was like, I don't want to do that. But I am interested in what it takes to be a candidate, if that makes sense. I am interested in what it takes to be able to speak publicly. I am interested in what it takes to be this person that can command value. I am in this person that could sway hearts in movements. I am interested in being that individual to be influential, right? And so it's taken me a long time to be able to discuss this at a way that makes sense, to translate this to other people in my vision. And so I look at Steve Jobs as one of the motivations, right? How do I build this company? How do I build this vision? How do I build this movement? If you ask anybody, why do you buy Apple products? And most people wouldn't be able to tell you why they buy Apple products. I buy Apple products because of Steve Jobs, right? For what he understood, what he provided to the world, what his mission was. People who think differently, and the world changers, and to never settle. And not everybody wants to be this person. And I think for me, the struggle is being around other people who don't want to be this person. So they're trying to comprehend the mindset of this person. And you really have to go through history to look at these people. You have to go to history and say, okay, what did these individuals understand better than me? What did these people know that I don't quite comprehend that they understood? What am I missing? Right? So I was racing my own mindset. I was racing my internal drive, and then having to defend myself in my day to day. Why do you want to be this person? You're not making money. You're not getting a return. But the investment, 15 years investment of figuring this out. So I started this at 18, 19 years old. of learning to become, right? And so most people know me as a basketball coach. Basketball to me is very sacred. I live that. For me, I don't want to get online and talk basketball. That is something that if people want to hire me, they can hire me and pay me $75 to train their kid, or they can hire me to coach. But I'm not going to take my love and passion and the thing that helps me get up in the morning and sell it and make content. I just don't want to do that. I do want to be this historian guy. I do want to be this creative art studio. I do want to be this creative entrepreneur, this creative life strategist. That's what I do want. That's what I feel in overflow. I'm filled with this. I'm filled with saying, hey, you can be more. Don't be stuck in this role. Don't be stuck in this thinking. Don't be stuck in this pattern. If you want to go change the world, then go change the world. If this is what you want to accomplish, then go accomplish this thing. Nobody's going to hold that against you. Only person that's going to be holding things against you is you. So that being said, go be great. You want permission, here's your permission to go be great. And finally, it's taken me, if you go look at all my videos, I was searching. I was searching to put the words together. I was searching to name this thing. I was searching to become. I was searching. I was searching to understand. And now I understand. And I still fight myself every single day. Like right now, as I make this video, when I think about the future, my mind tries to pull me back to my current circumstance. Hey, you have expenses due. You have this due. You have that due. You have this, that. It's like, oh my gosh, okay, I get it. I get it. Life, I'm not making the funds and money right now to cover it. I get it, but I can't let that stop me from becoming. I can't let that stop me from changing the world. Every person that's ever changed the world has went through these ups and downs. I even asked people, did you know Steve Jobs was fired from Apple? And if you didn't know Steve Jobs was fired from Apple, then go look at the history, right? Then go see that he bought Pixar, or he became the CEO of Pixar, then they hired him back, then they bought Pixar, and then there's Apple's media division, right? So there's so much to the world that we don't realize, that if you're not operating at that level, it's really hard to comprehend how I'm thinking. And I didn't have a structure and order. I didn't have the framework. So now I'm developing structure and order to my work, thinking like a world changer. Oh no, I'm not going to listen to anybody. You better come to me with facts and data, or else we're not having a conversation. Because without the facts and data, I can't have a conversation. Because then it's not based off actual information; it's based off how you feel, right? Or your opinion of something you haven't sat down and studied. If you don't know who Mayor Rothschild is, or you don't know who John D. Rockefeller is, you don't know who Henry Ford is, you don't know who Robert Moses is, if you don't know who some of these guys are who shaped American culture, if you don't know that Alexander Hamilton created America's financial system with the IOU, and he saved America from going to debt when it was in war with the Britons, and you don't know how France funded him and how we got here, and you don't understand the textile industry, if you don't understand how commerce works, I can't talk to you, because then you're not actually operating at a level to actually tell me what I'm doing, to know what I'm doing. So this is my challenge to you. If you like this type of content, like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. I would love for my hair to grow back like here, so I can see what my hair looks like. But then I don't know what that would look like right here. But anyways, have a great day. This has been Coach Ford Speaks. And yeah, I could talk about these things because I'm like, dude, my hair, I wish it was like puffy, but it is what it is. But anyways, have a fantastic day. This is what I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you to become the best version of yourself possible. I will be back on more videos. I don't know what I'm going to title this, but do me a favor, like and subscribe, share this if somebody needs to hear it. You don't need permission. If you don't get anything else from this story, you don't need a permission. But what I would challenge you is get structure, order, and planning. Structure, order, and planning. Okay, I do have frameworks to help you declutter. All right, check out VerdierPrime.com, and this has been my TED Talk for today. See ya.